Hello and welcome. I am Josh Widdicombe. For today, I'm the curator of a place of incredible artefacts and exhibitions, a place that stores the greatest thing on earth. This is my archive of pop culture.
Between regret and despair, between faith and fear, between longing and necessity, in the shadowlands, in the shadowlands, turn off the dark, turn off the dark.
So at this stage, Susie, welcome back to Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark.
It's actually Susie. Sorry, that made it sound like...
welcome back to Spider-Man.
Hello, I'm Spidey.
Hello. Well, they'd got through so many actors that it had got to you. That's how it had worked.
Can you imagine how many they had got through to go, Susie Ruffle?
Is she willing to do the big jump? I don't know whether she'd be willing to flip back onto a 45-degree...
Yeah, probably not.
I suppose we haven't really talked about where this... We're saying this is the biggest flop in Broadway history. I think we should give it some context with a few of the others on the podium. Mm-hmm. There's Via Galactica from 1972 was considered one of the biggest Broadway flops. So it was basically the story of a bunch of social outcasts living on an asteroid in outer space in the year 2972, so 1,000 years later. Remember it?
No, I don't.
Sounds good?
If you just give musicals their plot line, they all sound quite shit.
That's true of so many things, isn't it? That you can just kind of reduce it to describing it very simply and it sounds shit.
Yeah.
I would say in this case, right?
It also was shit.
It also was. So the plot was so incomprehensible that at the last moment, the producers put a plot synopsis into the programme to help people out.
You go to the theatre. You don't have to do reading as well.
Even then, audiences remained baffled by what was going on stage. It still didn't make sense to them. And it closed after 15 previews and 7 performances.
Wow.
Imagine that moment when you go, shall we put the plot? Also, you don't want it to be necessary to buy the programme.
No.
That is a thing that you do if you're feeling a bit flush or you want to remember a big night.
Yeah.
It's an easy sell. If you don't buy this programme, you're not going to understand the next hour and a half of your life. Another one was Breakfast at Tiffany's, which was just 5 years after the Audrey Hepburn film, and it was 1966. It didn't ever officially open.
Oh, really?
So it lasted 4 previews, and then the producer, David Merrick, just said, do you know what's over? And he put an ad in the Financial Times to announce that he had charitably decided to shut the production down, saying, rather than subject the drama critics and publics to an excruciatingly boring evening.
Oh.
Do you think those things are so unsalvageable?
I don't know. I think it's a pretty boring film.
What's it about?
Some woman, she lives with their cat. I think the cat's called Cat.
The cat's called Cat?
Yeah. It hasn't stuck long in the memory.
Well, they gave up after 4. It's also quite brutal on the writer and the director and the actors for the producer to go, do you know what? I'm going to put an advert out saying this is so shit, no one could ever see it. But I suppose it is his money.
Yeah.
One of my favourite ones is The Moose Murders, which did 13 previews and then 1 performance.
Oh.
That's almost worse than none, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, because it means that the critics have been. At least when the critics haven't been, you can say to your friends and family, do you know what? I thought there was loads that people would have enjoyed about it. It wasn't perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So the show was written by Arthur Bicknell, right? And he was quite a big deal in the 80s. People were reviewing him and saying he was the next Arthur Miller. He's a
big deal.
A kind of one to watch. He's a big deal. They get someone in to direct called John Roach. And this is the first mistake, I think, is that he is married to a Texan oil heiress named Lily Robertson, and he casts her in one of the lead roles.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's going to be a bit of an issue at some point.
It happens in Succession a bit, doesn't it? Have you seen Succession?
Yeah.
The brother, the fourth sibling,
Yeah.
his wife uses the money to put on a play. And I wondered whether it was inspired by this because she is the director's heiress wife. And it's one of those family shares a lodge in a woods upstate. People are being killed one by one. It's a classic murder mystery. Cast members trying to figure it out. And also there's a moose that eats people. That's an extra detail, right?
I think that would have been fine without the moose. Do you know what? The moose muddied the water for me. If it's a whodunit, I'm in.
Good for if you're judging a pudding. I think that would have been fine without the moose as well.
I feel like a moose rarely brings something to the table.
Yeah, I do. So basically, they're struggling to cast it. So they try and get this woman called Eve Arden, who's like a golden age of Hollywood, known for Mildred Pierce, right? And she had quite a lot of rules. And one of them was that they were not allowed to mention anything she'd done prior to Mildred Pierce.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that weird? And her age is an absolute taboo as well. And you can't mention that she was one of the Ziegfeld Folloy. I don't know what these are. I wouldn't have been able to mention it anyway.
What are they?
Ziegfeld Follies.
Folly?
Yeah.
I think that's a dancer.
Right. You weren't allowed to mention that either. So she had a string of rules that you weren't. And then on the night of the first preview, she takes the stage. The audience bursts into applause and she loses her place because she's old and her mind is slightly deserting her.
Oh.
And then there's also extra things like there's real water raining down on the set to create a storm and that drowns out the actors' voices so no one can hear it.
I do always find that very impressive, though, when it rains on stage.
I did. I saw Murder in Mind with Sheridan Smith and Ramesh.
Yeah, me too.
And I was very impressed by the whole thing, but also the rain did. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's very good, isn't it?
And then in the final scene, she's meant to pour 2 poison cocktails and then like tip hers away and say, to you, gay dearest, my last remaining child, a special vodka martini with a twist, and toss hers over the shoulder instead of drinking it. Instead of doing that, she just pours her own out in front of her so that the other person can see, meaning the whole scene is completely incomprehensible. What a word to mess up. And that was her only performance in the Moose Murders. She amicably withdrew due to artistic differences after that one performance.
Was the artistic differences that the director wanted her to do the lines and the stage directions?
Yeah, exactly. She didn't. She didn't know the lines. She didn't know the stage directions. So then they bring in Joan Copeland, who allegedly bit the casting director, and she'd been to watch the performance, right?
She bit?
Wait, it's Broadway, Susie. This is how it works.
Yeah.
She goes to watch Arden's performance to try and get the backup. It's so bad she sneaks out the theatre mid-show. So then they get someone called, and this is a great name, Holland Taylor Took.
Is that Holland Taylor?
It is, yes. That's much better. I don't know. I've not put a space there. Why have I put that? Do you know Holland Taylor?
Yeah, Holland Taylor. She's in a relationship with Sarah Paulson, and she is like a really celebrated theatre actress.
So Holland Taylor takes the part, right?
Yeah.
During one preview, she delivers the final laugh line, which is already, to quote, rather mediocre. Mm-hmm. And the lights fail to go to blackout and the curtain stays up. And they say, I don't know whether it was the gods conspiring to humiliate us completely or whether some stagehand decided to punish us for all of our folly. The rest of the cast started scattering to the wings. This is what she says. Like rats from a sinking ship. And I put my hands out and screamed at them, get back here. We all had to line up and face our curtain call with bravery.
Oh, I do love her.
Oh, it makes you cringe, though, doesn't it? I would have been absolutely scattering for the wings in that situation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Would you have scattered? Because you were quick to say that I'd have scattered, I noticed.
Yeah, I was, but I know you very well. Yeah, probably I would have been. I would have had to come back on with my tail between my legs.
Yeah.
I'd be a real sheep in that scenario. What the majority were doing, that's what I'd do.
Well, exactly, yeah. And so the opening night, Bicknell says who wrote it, right? Mm-hmm. To me, it went okay. For the first time, I'm sitting in the third row rather than at the back. Holland is really good. Everyone's laughing. We're having a good time. I'm thinking, maybe. And then here's a quote. I don't think there's ever been a show in the history of Broadway where you took a bow to silence.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
I'd rather not.
It reminds me of when Matthew Crosby, who does this show, went to see Mr. Tumble. and he said it was brilliant. And then Mr. Tumble finishes, and he really does a kind of theatrical kind of pointing at the text and like thanking and all that. But obviously it's parents and kids, so everyone is just going.
Yeah.
Mr. Tumble's taking his moment.
Oh, that's tough.
So that's the level that Spider-Man is competing with, some real Broadway shite.
Mm-hmm.
And Spider-Man starts. So the main issue, as we've discussed, is the plot, because there is no good end to the second half. The second half makes no sense. They still haven't come up with an end. They're still in this situation. They've got different views on how to fix it, but it needs to be fixed. And basically, everyone's got a different view to Julie. And Julie almost walks over this.
She should have walked such a long time ago. Get out of there, girl.
Yeah.
You've got Lion King.
Almost getting out is more artistic integrity, isn't it, than staying in?
Yeah, of going, do you know what? It's not what I want it to be, and so I'm out.
Yeah. Is that what you're saying about this?
Yeah.
So Michael Cole, the promoter, he announces that the show would now move back again officially to open on March the 15th rather than February the 7th. They just keep pushing it back, it back.
Oh my gosh, another 5 weeks of rehearsal.
And then the reviewers, more than 12 of them, right, including the guy from the New York Times, decide that this is too much. They can't bear it anymore. They're not going to wait until March the 15th. And so they stay wedded to the idea that the opening night is February the 7th, and they all book tickets for Saturday the 5th of February with a view to publishing a review on the 8th of February if it's open. So they're just going to review the previews. They've lost their patience.
Yeah, I suppose if it is previewing.
But also the other side of the coin is it's just a story now, isn't it? It's just a funny news story now. They're just reporting on it. They're not offering a review.
Well, I think as well, if people are paying just to watch it.
Yeah.
Like I would hate to be reviewed, you know, in a room above a pub when people have paid a £5 to watch me pad through a show. Saying that, I don't have critics come and see me on tour, so what can I say? No, they're allowed to come. They just have to buy their own tickets.
Do you refuse critics on tour?
I just don't like that the only person that gets a free ticket for the show, other than someone that has like won a charity ticket or someone that's a friend,
which is the greatest charity ticket of all,
which can slag me off in the press.
Yeah. So, Susie.
So, Josh.
The reviewers decide to go for it, and they absolutely destroy it. They say what you're watching is the stem cells of a protein, imagination dividing and dividing and dividing right out of control. The result is savage and deeply confusing. A boiling cancerscape of living pain. That's New York Magazine.
Can I review that review? Because I think...
Overwritten?
I would say that critic is desperate to be a writer.
Spider-Man is not only the most expensive musical ever to hit Broadway, it may also rank as the worst. That's the New York Times.
Sure.
And one of them says it should never open and just be built and rebuilt and overbuilt forever, a living monument to itself, which I do quite like as an idea. It's taking so long that 2 parody shows open in New York. The Spidey Project on March the 14th and Spider-Man with 2 N's opens on March the 13th. So they're both opening the 2 days before it's actually due to open.
That's very funny.
By this point, you haven't got hope.
No.
So they have a big showdown meeting about the plot.
Oh my God, how is the plot not secure by this point? They've done like 1,000 previews. The plot should be down from like before auditions.
It's so mad, isn't it? It's so mad.
Is this a sign of people having too much money to invest in things and people being given too much rope?
I think it might be. You know how an apprentice task is unachievable? Mm-hmm. I'd say the apprentice tasks are set up to fail. You can't really do those.
Sure.
And then you look like an idiot. It feels like one of those things where you're like, this is an impossible task. And then you add in so many strong personalities and you add in so much kind of technical disaster. It's just everything that can go wrong does go wrong. But how do you walk away from it? I don't know. Because it's not like it's good and they can't stop tinkering.
No, they wish.
It's not one of those albums that bands do where they've gone into a deep drug hole and they can't ever finish it. It's not like we're never going to finish this because it's us. It's like the project is bad.
I think that the problem started when someone suggested doing a musical about a character who famously has his mouth covered.
I think there's an argument for that. I think there really is an argument for that. Although that's what allows them to do all these such brilliantly successful stunts.
Well, of course.
Which we couldn't do without. So they meet up, the big showdown meeting, And there's this idea to this change of the structure of the show called Plan X that Glenn's on board with. And they're like trying to do it behind the back of Julie. And there's all this kind of political kind of maneuvering. And then Glenn's woken at 3:30 a.m. by Julie calling to tell him that he doesn't have a soul because she just read the original email that he sent about Plan X. And it's just this absolute shitstorm, right? This is all in a book Glenn's written about the whole thing, which is absolutely superb.
Of course.
Like Glenn's written a whole book about his experience on it that is wild. So she unleashes on him, not just about the show, but like personal. And that is the last time that they properly speak. And the next day she's fired, which leaves just Glenn, who has to rewrite the show.
Oh, God.
She should have walked, shouldn't she?
Yeah, she really should have.
That night, Michael Cohn, the promoter, and Bono and The Edge tell the cast that Julie's taking a leave of absence and there'll be a new creative consultant. And the show is now pushed back by another month, Susie, to June.
Oh, my God.
And Julie is, someone says, she's hell-bent on revenge. And if she's forced to go, she'll take her script with her. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the end of the world. By this point, it's just like, the whole thing is just so fucked. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
They bring in a new director. What a job to take on.
I mean, they must be desperate for work.
Phil McKinley.
You're not getting your first choice director, are you? Come on. You're not.
Although it is a free shot for them because they can't, if you save it, you're a hero.
But just the stress.
So they do a huge overhaul of the show. They lose songs, characters, they change things around. The geek chorus gets cut now Julie's not there because she was really the only
person that liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough on those actors.
They then can put in character deepening dialogue, saves $500,000 a year in salaries. But really, are they going to last a year? Their stage is used for a better speaker. And then they put in all these big changes to the show. There's a new choreographer called Chase Brock. Great name. At that point, his main thing was that he'd created the moves for a Broadway-themed Wii video game. So he's the choreographer now. And he's combined with a dance troupe that have only been going for 5 years. And by the end of March, one of the dance captains reveals that the Incy Wincy Spider hand moves have been incorporated into one of the sequences.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
By the end of March to April, actors are learning new lines in the morning, rehearsing the new lines in the afternoon, and then performing the old lines in the evening. Because they can't put the stuff out yet. It's not ready. So they have to put something out. So people are watching an old version of the show. Basically, some people describe the new version, Phil's version, as theme park entertainment.
It's not great.
But this is the first time Marvel say, you've given us the show we've always wanted.
Oh.
It was the combination of Marvel and Julie.
That were never going to work.
It was never going to work. So the show reopens. At the first preview, the loom doesn't open, but the final Spider-Man and Green Goblin fight wows the audience. And there is, get this, a standing ovation. It's a bigger and better response than the first version ever received.
Okay, sorry, I'm wrong about the new director. I take it all back.
And the first reviews come in. The Kansas City Star says the creators pursue serious artistic ambitions while dishing up spectacle designed to get the same sort of response. If you woke up one morning and saw a mastodon grazing in your backyard, the show included some of the most effective songs I've ever encountered on a rock musical. And then there's a new ad campaign with the tagline, reimagined, new story, new music.
Different show.
Different show.
Same Spidey.
And then Bono and The Edge perform an updated version of one of the songs, Rise Above, and the finale of American Idol, which is watched by 29.3 million viewers, and the single's released that night. I mean, it only goes to number 74, but...
Even so.
maybe, just maybe this is going to happen. So, in the build-up to opening night, Bono and The Edge are on tour in California. Bono calls Julie for an hour-long chat, right? And it's, to quote, the longest and most civil chat since the chill days of February. And he asks her to come to the opening night.
A bad move, I'd say, from Bono. I know he's a nice guy. He's done some good stuff. But Bono, I think if Julie's getting annoyed that people haven't mentioned that she made some suggestions about a puppet in The Lion King when she's credited as the director, she is not going to take well to her story being utterly butchered, change, the geek chorus being lost. Bono, you have to know who you're dealing with.
Michael's open to it as well, but then the next day, the Stage Directors and Choreographers Society file an arbitration claim on behalf of Julie to recover $200,000 in royalty payments the producers owed her, allegedly, your friend of mine. So that's 3 days before opening night. She's just been invited, and then she files an arbitration claim against them.
I think 200 grand, when they've lost that much, I mean, who cares, right? They've lost so much money.
So now they're hoping she stays in Mexico, where she is. Mm-hmm. But then she watches the Tony Awards while she's in Mexico. Book of Mormon wins 9 awards. Mm-hmm. And Neil Patrick Harris does a bit where he makes as many turn off the dark gags as he can in 30 seconds.
And they mention it, I think, in the opening number. There's like a Spidey that in the opening number of the Tonys, I think that year.
Oh, do they?
A Spidey sort of swings across the stage.
Oh, well, there we go. But they sing a song at the Tonys, If the World Should End, and that reignites, you're not going to believe this, Julie's love for the show.
Oh, my gosh.
And she calls her assistant and says she's going to the opening night. It's painful, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
So her assistant, who's called Jules, which doesn't help the confusion, texts the team, and Michael replies in capital letters, no, she won't be attending, and says that if Julie does turn up, legal action will ensue. So she lands in New York.
Oh my gosh, this rule will not take no.
Has her hair and makeup done, reserved a car, and she gets Jules to reserve 2 tickets to the opening night. Michael's predicted that move and released the tickets. So there's a red carpet, there's cameras, there's an open-top bus tour, dressing rooms filled with all the usual opening night gifts. Good gifts, actually. A light switch that says turn off the dark, turn on the dark, written above it.
Love it.
It's quite nice. And also, over the original opening night date of December the 21st, there's multiple pieces of corrective tape with the different dates of the opening night. Good.
Own it.
And then she goes to watch it, and after all the bows at the end of the performance, Phil, the director, grabs the microphone and he thanks Julie, and she gets up on stage and she hugs Michael Cole and kisses Bono in the Edge. Is that a nice turnaround or is that a terrible ending?
But is that the end of the story?
No, it's not.
No, I was going to say, because that sounds like a hit.
The reviews are mixed.
Sure.
A spectacular for the ages to an imbecilic entertainment for nap-loving preschoolers.
Sure.
The day after the opening, the show receives $400,000 in sales.
That's not going to cover the 20 million, is it?
3 times as much as the daily box office before June the 14th. Mm-hmm. And then, Susie, it breaks the record for the highest single weekly gross of any Broadway show in the final week of 2011, taking over $2.9 million.
Wow.
And then, in November 2013, 3 years after its first preview, it is still running. So we thought...
Oh, I thought it was an open and close.
This is the myth, right?
Yeah.
And then, get this, Turn Off the Dark reaches its 1 millionth audience member mark faster than any show in Broadway history.
How? How? How's it doing bigger numbers than the Book of Mormon? It must be the size of the theatre.
But, and here we go, but the costs are so high, the show's not making a great profit. And then something happens. After the interval, on the 15th of August 2013, Act 2 begins and the pit lift comes up to reveal the Green Goblin with his transformer machine and a handful of bound and blindfolded scientists. 23-year-old Daniel Curry, who's a dancer, who's done many parts since joining the cast in 2010, 3 years earlier. He's one of the scientists on the hydraulic lift. His right foot gets caught in the lift and the stage floor. And to prevent further damage by moving the lift anymore, a privacy screen is brought on stage as they try and free him. And it ends his dancing career. Like, that's the end of his career.
Oh, that's terrible.
Isn't that awful?
That's really bad.
And they agreed to add machinery guarding to the pit lift for the remainder of the show. But obviously that's, too late for him. And actually adding guarding is pretty inconsequential because they agreed to that in December 2013.
Does he sue them?
I don't know if he sues them. Maybe
because it's very American to sue, isn't it?
I think you'd be well within your rights to sue in that situation. I don't think if someone did that in the UK, you'd go, that's a bit American. They've ended your dancing.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine.
And so by that point, the weekly takings are below $1 million. Just $1 million. But the show needs so much more than that to run. And it's scheduled to close on the 4th of January 2014. And so it is known as the biggest Broadway failure of all time. But in a way, they do turn it around slightly with the, 3 years and stuff.
I think if it runs for 3 years, I think we need to change the narrative about Spidey.
I know, and I've really suckered you in for most of it with It's a Disaster. But since 1857, thousands of shows have been on Broadway, obviously.
Yeah.
Only 97 have run longer than Turn Off the Dark. It did 1,268 performances. And so that's pretty impressive, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
And the show grossed 0.25 billion, £250 million it grossed.
How's it not making money yet?
It sold 2 million tickets and it still wasn't enough. But these things are really like razor's edge, aren't they, where they're going to make money?
Yeah, it's a huge risk.
In a way, it did better than so many other theatre shows.
Yeah, it really did. And I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you've learned something. But in another way, it destroyed so many people's lives. Not lives, didn't destroy their lives, but,
Oh, well, it may have. The dancer whose foot was crushed.
Julie basically can't even say the words anymore. Various people are injured. One guy died, not as a result of it, but, it is a story of absolute turmoil.
It really is.
But it's been a joy to share it with you.
Yeah. And shall we stay on this call and talk about our ET musical?
Yeah, I think we should. But there's only one bit of flying there, right?
Yeah.
So how difficult can it be? How difficult can it be
Exactly.
to get a guy to fly on a bike over the top of the moon?
It is such a big risk, isn't it? Like, you've seen it just now. Paddington opened, didn't it, just before Christmas?
Yeah.
And people have gone mad for it. But people were thinking this could go either way. This
Exactly.
is Paddington Bear. But I guess you've got to take the risk.
Well, it's like the X Factor musical, which I went to see and I loved.
Yeah.
Because it was written by Harry Hill and Steve Brown. It was great.
And it had like Cynthia Erivo in it.
It had Cynthia Erivo in it, incredibly. It's so mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
They basically were in a situation where if they weren't selling out the Palladium every night, it financially wasn't viable. And you're like, the moment you put yourself in that situation, it's just...
You want to start in a smaller theatre, guys.
You want to start in a smaller theatre. Thank you so much, Susie.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to catch up and talk for, 3 hours about Spider-Man the musical. It's what we'd have been doing anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's just nice that someone's pressed record. Normally,
I do have an iPad with notes when I talk to you. It's quite weird.
Yeah, you write down all the things you want to cover with me.
Well, next time we'll cover a different subject. I'll get my notes ready for that.
I can't wait.
That's it for this series of Archive of Pop Culture. Thank you for listening. Do join the fan club. You'll get all of the next series way before everyone else. Straight away, in fact. Plus, you'll get loads of bonus episodes. Oh, there's loads of extra ad-free. You know the jazz, monthly exclusive, often live episodes. Free tickets to the annual Archive of Pop Culture live show. That's a guaranteed ticket or streaming link, and the event is not available for general sale. Plus, did I say pin badge? The ultimate prize. Oh, my word. It's the NatWest Piggy Bank of 2026. Simply head to museumofpopculture.supportingcast.fm to find out more and sign up to the fan club, or click the link in the episode description. We love the community that's building around this show. Thank you for all the support so far and helping us make the episodes. It is a great joy. Archive of Pop Culture is a Keep It Light media production hosted by me, Josh Widdicombe. Research by Mira Patel and Emily Pickthall. Additional editing by Will Fitzpatrick. Designed by John Gregory. Music is by Pickle and Button. We will see you soon. Goodbye.